It's all right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, punters of all ages, welcome back to the Mock Sports Presents Quaddie Poddy. Cashy, joined by Nick. How are you, mate?
Man, doing well. Doing well. Let's straighten them up. There we go. They're nice and straight now. Photos of our horses. Yeah, doing well, man. Got to do a stream by myself on Saturday, which was fun. Just move your mic out of the way a little bit, man.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, yeah, there you go. Now they can see my face.
Yeah, did a pod.
Heard good things.
Yeah, had a lot of fun. It was good fun. Gave away some things as well on there, which is pretty fun. But yeah, that was what I was doing on my Saturday, and then got to watch the races for the rest of the day. How about you? How was your festival?
Festival was good, man.
Big Veronica's guy here.
Big Veronica's guy. It was nostalgic. It was so nostalgic seeing the Veronicas, you know.
Were you at the one where she got almost, I saw on TikTok, she almost got pulled in the stage? She's like, don't fucking pull me into the stage.
Yeah, we all got really concerned she was about to walk off because all of a sudden she started yelling at someone like, don't fucking do that again. Like, sorry, babes, but like, don't do it. I was like, oh, shit. Like, I don't know who done what, but then, yeah, the videos came out that someone almost pulled her off the stage. But, you know, it was good. Young 6-year-old me fucking who had the Veronica's Macca's toy that played Untouched here through, I can't remember if it was a little radio box or even might have been one of those musical toothbrushes that you get out of the McDonald's box, but it was nostalgic. I don't care what anyone says. Make fun of me all you want. It was good fun.
No one's making fun of you, buddy. No one's making fun of you.
It was good. It was really good fun. They weren't the headliners as well. I wasn't going specifically just for the Veronicas. They just happened to be there, and I was very happy to be there in the mosh for the Veronicas. They put on a good show. They do. Look good for 40. I'll tell you what. They're almost 40. They look and sound like they did when they were 16. They're entertainers. That's all I'll say. They're great entertainers.
Yeah, we got different tastes, mate, but that's fair enough. Hopefully.
Mate, you were at, what was the DJ you were at on Friday night?
What DJ was it? Salute?
Salute. He literally headlined Saturday night at the festival.
Yeah. Sam Alfred or Salute?
Salute.
I didn't think he was that good at the concert I went to be honest.
Oh, well, then there you go then.
Oh, it was all right. It was, yeah, we don't need to get into that on the... We can if we want. I can give my opinion.
We're a festival pod now. Yeah. Festival pod. All right, let's get back to the horses. People are probably confused at what they've tuned into here. But the horses. Big weekend for us. We had plenty of winners. Both best bets got up. First time in a while we swept the best bets. We were also on the wrong side of a few photo finishes, which was quite annoying. But 6 winners is 6 winners. Obviously, no prizes for the Lady Shenandoah and Via Sistina prices. But, gee, they made them work for it. Lady Shenandoah wasn't a slouch. Lady Camelot made it work. And then Fangirl made Via Sistina work, that's for sure.
Yes, Via looked pretty much at her best, which is good. I was never really sold on Lady Shenandoah. I don't know why. At that price, she went in, she was real low.
Yeah, like, starting genuine wink odds there by then.
It was like $1.20 or something, or $1.16 at one point. Like I couldn't believe it. I was like, it's a genuine good horse, but I don't know. Like that's better than Animo was starting in a lot of races. Better than I think Broadsiding has been better than some of the fields than Lady Shenandoah has been. Personally, I mean it won, so obviously they didn't want to lose any more money, but I didn't think it was $1.16 horse.
It genuinely shows that some bookies are scared to be putting up genuine prices here. But she was clear best horse in the race, won in the end, you know, did it the hard way, but still got the job done. But as I said on the pod last week, I got it on top, but I wouldn't be betting on it unless you've got it in a multi, which we did on Dabble. If you want to copy our bets, of course, on Dabble, use code MOCKSPORTS to let them know we sent you. Gamble responsibly when do so. But we definitely put in a lot of multis. And we got a VR Lady Shenandoah multi. We got a VR Lady Shenandoah Amelia's Jewel Revelair multi. It was a good day for the bank account and a good day for our followers as well if they followed us in. The only downside was the fact that we hit the quaddie, but we lost money on the quaddie because every single favourite got up and there was $1.25 favourites getting up. So the quaddie paid F all.
Yeah, it's annoying, but that's part of it. So, yeah, we'll go again this week.
Yeah, speaking of Revelair, tell you what, he is just an enigma of a horse. Just keeps going, just keeps building that picket fence. Massive Dunkel vibes here. Dunkel never really got to tackle like cup seasons because he got injured there. But Revelair, he could just end up being Australia's best chance going into cup season if he keeps rising at this rate. Obviously, there's still a lot of water to go under the bridge, but I would honestly be looking to potentially chuck $5 on for maybe a Caulfield Cup. Melbourne Cup probably a stretch too far, but I think if he ends up in a Caulfield Cup, he could just end up Australia's best chance, considering how good he is going at the moment. I know it's benchmark 80 up to Caulfield Cup's a big jump, but I'm confident that he can measure up.
New favourite for you, or?
Wouldn't say new favourite, but he's certainly a new horse on my radar that as soon as I see he's running, yeah, that's my best bet of the day. I'm confident that he's just going to keep rising through the grades, as Dunkel did until things went amiss and he injured himself going around the turn there at Flemington, and then I don't think he's raced since. I don't know if he's retired, but yeah, I'm very confident that Revelair could have a massive spring if he keeps going the way he is going. Also, another thing to touch on, we'll touch on a couple more things. Shaggy. We know he fucks, but gee, he screwed that race up, didn't he? He was all over the shop. Certainly showed that 2-year-olds, you can never trust them. He was just running from side to side down that straight. If he stayed straight on, maybe he wins because he went close, but dropped out of the placings in the end because he was just all over the shop.
Yeah, 100%. No, it's just exactly why we've been telling you for years now, a couple of years that we've been doing this pod. 2-year-olds cannot be trusted. So, prime example was last week.
I still wouldn't be dropping off him for the slipper because he is set to pay up for the slipper. They're set to go there. If he does line up, he's still, I think, going to be in my contenders compared to a pretender. He just needs to put it all together on race day, because a few times now we've seen him do that, but obviously he's been so far in front that it hasn't mattered previously. But he got to a real high-pressure situation and he was just doing side steps. He was doing karaoke's down the straight, and obviously the better horses got him in the end. Obviously, he can't do that on slipper day if he wants to win, but if he's able to put it together, I still think he's a potential winning chance. So if you have a Shaggy ticket, don't rip it up just yet. And I think really the only other thing that I want to touch on is the move of Angel Capital from Clinton McDonald down to Chris Waller, because Yulong bought him and they've moved him over. And gee, the racing world isn't happy about it. What are your thoughts?
Are people not happy about it? I haven't really seen too much about it. I think it's...
No, they're mad that, these smaller trainers keep having their best horses taken off them by these big breeders and then sent to the big boys.
Yeah, I guess there's an argument for that, but it's going to be an great opportunity for a great trainer to take a very good horse that's going to probably get even better. So you'd like to see it from a racing standpoint in terms of finding that next horse that they can market off, which I think the industry will like, but I can see the argument for sure about the smaller trainers that are trying to make their way, but I'm sure they would have got a decent payout.
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, the owners would have, the trainer
I still think they would have got, there would have had to be something, right? Surely.
I'm honestly not sure how it works. Owners got a big payday. I don't know how it works when it comes to switching trainers, if there's any payments there, but maybe something to look into. But yeah, I know that the owners probably don't care because they no longer own it, but it's a shame. But you would have to think the motivation behind the move is they want him potentially Golden Eagle come spring, and Waller's more likely to be able to set him up perfectly for a Golden Eagle compared to a Clinton McDonald. Like, he literally trains at Rose Hill on the Golden Eagle track.
Yeah,
he can set him all through the lead-up races in New South Wales. So who knows? But yeah, it happens. A lot of people were complaining to me, but I just told them, like, that's how the big breeders work. Coolmore, Yulong, Godolphin, they have their trainers, they stick to them. Godolphin has only one other trainer, trains for Godolphin other than James Cummings. Coolmore, you really only see them outside of the big three in Waller, Mauer, and Waterhouse, and then the same for Yulong, really. Yulong's more spread out a bit, but still, they have their trainers, and if you don't train for them, you don't train for them, basically.
Fair enough.
Yeah, anything else you want to touch on before we get to listener questions and hotline?
Nothing really from the weekend. We'll get straight into the hotline, I reckon.
Alrighty. We got one and only this week, and of course, it's our friend Stocks Bloodstock. He's the new Shower Bets, man. I still want to know where Shower Bets has gone. Let's have a listen here.
G'day boys, Jory from Stocks by Stock here. Whiten this weekend, Barrier 5, J-Mac. Very close to the M word for me, boys. Have a great weekend on the punt, you too.
He's in a
Alright.
rush.
Straight to the point there, Stocks Bloodstock. He's said that Woderton is basically as close to a moral
I've
as
heard
you
him
can
say
get.
this before.
Yeah, we've seen this movie before. Wasn't this last 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, probably suited a bit better for this one. Should run a bit better. Nicer barrier. Looks a bit nicer, but we'll talk about it in a little bit.
I wouldn't say it's an M word. I certainly think it's, better setup than last start, but
Yeah,
we'll
I agree.
certainly reveal a bit more as we get on. What are the listeners saying this week, mate?
Jake Butel asked, how old are you lads and what year you'll get into racing? So we're both 22 at the moment.
Fuck thing is I turned 16 last weekend.
What?
I turned 16 last weekend. The bookies don't know about it. Don't tell them.
I thought you were being serious for a second.
No.
You caught me off guard. So we're both 22. We started this in 2020.
Yes.
Yeah, 2020. So we started pretty much fresh 18. Said it a couple of times. We just started with a couple mates punting and then recording tips for them. Turned into voice memos. Turned into FaceTime each other and recording it pretty much, and then onto like a Discord thing, and then found a studio, and then here we are now. So we've been doing it for 5 years. How did you get into it? Both our dads pretty much liked racing, had it on in the background, and took an interest to it, and realized you could probably win money from it if you do enough research and stuff. So that's kind of where we are at. So that's kind of the question.
Yeah, combination of love of the game and love of money, basically.
Yep. Next question. What do you lads think of Swift Falcon this weekend? Hopefully leading into a Doncaster mile. Also, best bet for Adelaide Cup. Love your work. From Franny.
I'll talk about it later, but Swift Falcon, I think, is the only horse that could potentially beat Broadsiding. Adelaide Cup-wise, it's on Monday at Morfettville, guys. If you're looking at your bookie, obviously we suggest Dabble, but if you go to Monday's markets, Morfettville race 7, you'll see the 3,200 metre Adelaide Cup. I mean, Promises Kept is, probably my best known horse. It's been going around in races that I am aware of. Obviously I don't know a lot about Adelaide racing, but you'll see a few of the Melbourne horses head over there to try and win this. I'm a big Newfoundland fan as well. I think could potentially get the job done. Best roughie in the race would be Make Us Proud, I think, out of the Jackson camp with Declan Bates on board at $35. But I think your winner is Promises Kept. What do you reckon, Nick?
I'll go with Gotta Go Guru, number 5. It's had 4 wins in the trot, $9. But yeah, I'm not going to be betting on it.
Fair enough. Breeding suggests that it could be a Cups winner, considering Fiorente is its dad.
Sammy Taylor asks, Tycoon start to roll Woderton and into the slipper. Probably not the worst call.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Don't mind that one bit.
Couple more. Lockie Howard, thoughts on the idiotic decision for Pride to run Chow-Wolf in the Canterbury? Yeah, a bit bizarre. Definitely bizarre. I don't know.
I mean, it's scratched and it needed to find a run between now and the George Ryder in 2 weeks. But yeah, putting him back to 1,300 metres is strange, to say the least. But was there really a race that we could find? It's either this or he goes 1 week back up into the George Ryder, really. Or you maybe take him in a state. But again, maybe you try and get him into the All-Star Mile late, because I don't think he was ever nominated for such a race. That's the only other race realistically you could have put him in. But I'm not aware of not any potential nominations. But yeah, there's literally either that or 1 week back up into the George Ryder. But still weird.
Yeah. Hayden Miles asked, do you guys bet on the pokies? Curious as a mate of mine won the grand jackpot today. On an odd occasion, I can't say
He dabbles.
Only if I go to the casino, if I'm in Melbourne, honestly. Apart from that, I stick away from it. I probably had a little bit of fun when we were like 18, 19 and did it a little bit, but it's just pure luck, man. Like, I feel like at least with racing, I can put some knowledge into it and make an educated guess, whereas pokies is just time and place. So I'm not too much.
I'm a staunch no perky man, and I'll tell you exactly why. Isn't this for shit luck? So I would always go to the casino with Nick, and I'd sit next to him and watch him win all these features and put $50 in and walk away with 500.
I'm pretty lucky sometimes.
Whatever this man touches turns to gold. I will say. Me, I'd be 50 in, 50 gone. 50 in, 50 gone. And I would just sit there going, what is this bullshit? Not even a single feature. So we were once at the casino after a late night in Melbourne. It was a good time. We were having fun. Drinks had been flowing. His night kept getting better because he kept winning. My night just kept getting worse. And I went, you know what? This is it. Last $100, I'm putting it in. Let's see how we go here. And I kept not even a single feature. I'm telling you guys, not even a single feature all the way. And these are 10-cent bets as well. You can imagine how long I was pressing that button, just waiting for those golden balls to.
I think we split up that night as well, and then I came back and I just see this depressed guy on the pokey.
Yeah, I was
slapping away,
slapping away 10-cent bets. I get down to $10 left, and I go, I'm fucking tired of this. Let's just go all in, one final $10 bet, and then 5 golden balls come up, all in their thousands, by the way. Reminder that this is a $10 bet, so everything's times 10. Plus, there were 2 out of the 3 flags you could get for the other kind of feature. And I just sat there, dumbfounded at this screen, knowing that I was 1 golden ball away from taking at least a couple thousand away. And then we would have been like 65 sitting next to me, looks over at me, sees my screen, chuckles, and goes, ha, ha, isn't that fucking shit luck, mate? And I just yep, that sums it up. No more pokies for me. And that was about 3 years ago now, and I haven't touched the pokies since. And I just could not. It sums up my luck. I never ever won on the pokies apart from the very first time I touched it, because I feel like the pokies know when it's the first time you're getting on them. So it hooks you. And yeah, haven't gone back since.
Yeah, good question. Will Airdrie, can Treasure the Moment be the horse of the autumn?
Potentially. She was super first up, and I think she just wins this weekend as well. And she'll end up in some Group 1 races later on.
I was going to tip her as well, but remember you had a lot of tips during that Caulfield card, so I said I won't tip it because you've got enough, and then it won. And
I thought you meant tip her for the race of the autumn. Yeah, a horse of the autumn. Yeah, I was on 2 Down Lizzie that day, and I was like,
I'll let you go because you've got like 6 or 7, and we didn't want to hound and keep going, and I left it out, and it would have been a winner. So, oh well. Jacko, does Wodenton win the slipper?
Got to get there first. If it doesn't win this weekend, it probably won't get a start.
Yeah, Riley Cooper, should they scrap the All-Star Mile with the lack of runners the past 2 years?
Yes. Why is it a Group 1? It didn't work in the first place. It's not working now. Get rid of the race.
Tyler Jews, love the smiling Nicko. Keep it up. Thank you for noticing.
He's been trying really hard to put his smiling face on.
I even ate before the pod today and drank a lot of water just to try and keep myself awake so I don't yawn.
No yawns.
I think I've already yawned once though. It's all right.
Okay. Track report for Randwick. Let's head into it now. It's Randwick Guineas Day. It's a big day of racing. And guess what, Nick? There's no highway.
I know.
How good.
I noticed that. Race 2 is one of the best races.
Race 2 is a Group 2. It's not a highway. How good is that?
One of the best races of the day.
Bit of rain around in Sydney, guys. It's currently a soft 5 at Randwick, and the rail goes out to 3 metres. Rain's predicted the next 3 days. We could get anywhere from 5 millimetres to about 30 millimetres. It's been predicted for the last
2 days as well. Yeah, so it's a bit unsure how it's going to go.
I think we'll at least be soft of some kind, unless 0 rain drops. I think enough rain's going to drop to keep us in the soft. Whether or not we get to a soft 7 or a heavy 8, I don't really think so. But I've definitely done on my form for soft weather here. I think certainly will at least be a soft 5 or 6 come race day. Race 1, 1,600 metre. The benchmark 72 midway. The only downer on the day before we get into nothing but listed and group racing. I see no reason why Rush Attack shouldn't just go back-to-back here, mate. You snagged him last start in a really good run for him. Rise in distance is no query. In fact, this is probably his best distance. Lloyd Sticks, all signs point to a strong run. $5.50, I'm taking him. Are you with me as well?
I'm with you straight away, so we'll keep it pretty simple. We'll head over to race 2, a really good race. Oh, my God, so happy. Highways are gone for my first. Got the 5-ball stakes here at race number 2 at the 1,100 metres. Looking so good. It's got to be Z-Tongue for me. Zach Lloyd, first 2 races for me. $4.50. Have tipped it before with a win. And, yeah, it's been looking pretty nice. So this is a good race, and I can't wait to watch it, to be honest.
Great minds think alike. Zooting for me as well.
2 first ones together. Wow.
It's like you said, it's a great race. Anything can really win it. I wouldn't be betting heavily on it. But, yeah, Zooting has great Group 1 form lines throughout the career. Finished in the money both times fresh. Proven in the wet. Zachy Lloyd in for a big day, hopefully. He got suspended last time he was at the track and he had 5 wins that day. I'm hoping he has a similar day as you'll see throughout with my tips. Race 3, the 1200 meter Group 2 Riesling Stakes. This is the last chance for a few of these girls to get a run in the slipper before they have to potentially go to next week's races to try and go the 3-week back up to win the slipper. If they can't get the job done here, they'll go next week to, I believe it's the Pago for the girls. Let me just check that. No, it's the Magic Night for them. It's the Pago for the boys. But I'm playing the straight back with Tempted, as she simply has the most runs on the board here. I spoke earlier that with Shaggy, sometimes these horses, they're young. They don't know what's going on. They'll do a bit of sidestepping down the straight. You need a horse that's going to react to the pressure. You need a horse that's going to be able to stay in a straight line. I think this horse is experienced enough. It's been in high-pressure situations, plus J-Max on its back. He'll make sure she goes straight. $3.70. I think she's going to at least be going very close, if not winning.
I'm going Belle Merci. Forgive her run last start. I think she was a bit sick. Came up, though. I think I read somewhere she didn't finish. Something mucus on the lungs, maybe. I think something along those lines. She's paying $6.50. Start before that, she was top seed, top girl for a long time. So $6.50 is a price that I can have in the Riesling. Race number 4, Todman Stakes, 1200 meter boys race. I'm going to go with Woderson. I don't think it is as good as a lot of people say, but I think J Mac on is a massive positive. He's the best jockey in the world. $2.20. If it gets under $2, I probably won't back it. If it stays above, I think it's worth a bet. It's definitely worth a multi-play. But yeah, I'm not as confident as a lot of people have gone around saying with Woderson, but I'll tip it here.
Look, he might just be too good for them here. The interesting thing was Chris Wallace come out and said, I'm not running him to qualify here. I'm running him to prepare him for the slipper. That's how confident he is that he's finishing first or second, because that's what he needs. He needs to be winning this race, if not running second, to be getting him up in that order of entry to actually get us started. It'd be hilarious if the Storm Boy of 2025 doesn't even end up in the race because so many horses have surpassed him in that order of entry since that amazing first up win. But Waller's confident that this is just going to be such an easy run that it's going to be a nice tick over to get him into that race. Because last start, he said that exact same thing. We're just going to take him back. We're going to run him through the line. And that's exactly what happened. But he seems to be saying that the exact same thing's going to happen here, but he must be confident because he knows that he's going to be doing that and getting over the top of them as well. But as you said, that price, man, I think maybe he's too good for them, but that price I can't get invested at, especially since I invested him at the same price last start, and look what happened. North England for me at $5.50. Super first up without winning in the Breeders' Plate, and then blitz them in the Golden Gift. He'll be the one in front with Baywalk going down the straight, and despite the fact that he's first up here, it's Waterhouse trained, so we know he's going to be fit and firing. Plus, he's going to have all the intent in the world to run well here to get him absolutely peaking for 2 weeks' time for that slipper. We know he's already in the race because he won that Golden Gift. So I think, yeah, $5.50, that's a better price for me compared to a Woderton $2.20, who could easily end up starting under $2 as well. Like, I can't remember who said it in the listener questions, but Tycoon Star, big chance as well, comes to Sydney to try and get that final last-ditch effort to get into the slipper, so there will be the intent there. And then Baywalk as well. We know what that horse can do. It knocked off Woderton last start as well. So great race. Looking forward to it, but North England for me as we head into the Mostyn Copper Aspiration Quality Handicap Group 3 for the girls at the 1600 metres. It's a knockout, the only one that really likes to lead, so you'd think she goes straight to the front and plays Catch Me If You Can here, and she should be the favourite for that reason because it could be simple as that. But Nick, because I hate myself and I'm a sucker for pain, guess where I'm going?
Hinge.
I'm going Hinged. God, I hate myself.
Big weight. Big weight.
She's a cat. She is a non-winner. She's an absolute milk drinker. I've wasted so much money on her in my tipping career, but I'm going back to the well again. She's giving the next horse 5 kilos. She's giving the favourite 7.5 kilos, but God damn it, she is just a way better quality horse than this. Come on. I know she's, no matter the weight, J-Mac wouldn't be riding her if he didn't think she still had a chance of this weight. Come on. $3.80. It'll be a small stake because I'm not loading a horse at 61 kilos where the next horse is 56. Not a big betting race, but she should be winning. She is just she's been running around in Group 1s her entire career, and these horses, I reckon, could probably lose by about 20 lengths in some of the races she's been contesting in her career. Surely she just gets the job done.
I think the weight's too high. I'm taking it to knockout. Zachy Lloyd to ride another winner for me. I think that's the third one that I've picked with him. $3.30. Should lead the whole way, like you said. Takes the ground pretty well in any format. So it's a knockout for me. Race number 6, Challenge Stakes. Good race, this one. I Am Me is where I think you're going to go. And I'm going to go Marzu here to go different because I'd like to go a little bit different. Marzu at $5.50, great horse. Same again. If you want to talk about Hinge, talking about Group 1s, Marzu's just about the same. Been in a couple of Everests, racing well, behind some great horses. Let's get this one done here, Marzu.
Loves the slop as well. Loves the slop.
100.
I really thought you were going to go Kalos. I'm surprised you've gone Marzu there. I thought you'd be all over Zachy Lloyd Cummings there. I think Kalos is a big danger. But yeah, I Am Me. I think the only thing that beats her here is if we get really wet. If we get past soft 6, soft 7 territory, then I'll start to really get worried. But if we're anywhere from a soft 5 even to a good 4, if that rain doesn't come down, surely she just wins here. She gets better with age. She's Bella Nipotina 2.0. Just with every start, she gets better. Last start, I thought she was an absolute bet of the day at $10. Oh my God, didn't I fall on my face there? But to her credit, she was carrying a lot of weight. She got checked in the straight. She got cut off a lot with the traffic there, and she just couldn't pick herself up. But she's a different class to this lot, in my opinion. J-Mac on tick, Randwick specialist tick, 1,000 meter tick. She bounces back here in a big way, $3.10. I'm all over it. But I think I like that. The I Am Me, Kalos, Marzu trifecta could be a play there, punters, if you like your exotics. We skip race 7 and 8 because that's the tip-off. We'll go to race 9 here, 2,000 metre listed Randwick City Stakes. If you've been listening all season, you know exactly where I'm going with this. Kinesiology has been getting better and better with every start, and I think he's cherry ripe for a huge run here. Look who it is. It's Zach Lloyd yet again. But I think J-Mac isn't on this horse. True. The only reason J-Mac isn't on this horse because of weight. J-Mac don't ride 53.5. He don't have to get down to 53.5. He can ride comfortably at like 55. He doesn't have to waste weight like that. Otherwise, I think he'd be on, because I do think this is Waller's best chance in this race. I think Lloyd sits him in a pocket off the speed and shows his hand late, can get the job done at $7 to win, $2.30 to place.
I'm on Alicante. Is that Alicante? However you say it. $4.60. Timmy Clark on board. Great horse. First up here. First up record is pretty good as well. 2 starts, 1 win, 1 second place. Career starts 7 runs, 2 wins, 4 in the second place, only missing the top 2 once. So good chance there. Move to the last race, number 10. I know who you're on. At least I think I do. 1,200 meters. I feel like you're on commemorative with Jason Collect. I'm going to go with Zach Lloyd again here. Clear thinking, $4.80.
Holy fuck, we need him to be on.
Oh my God, I hope he's on. But he's on some really good chances. I think this is one of the better horses in the race. Sets up well. Hopefully she can get it done.
Yeah, commemorative for me. Absolute moral licked last start. Gross. Yuck. Should have won if it had jumped clean. Just missed the start a bit and then went within bloody nostrils of getting the job done. I'll get the exact 0.7 lengths. So not nostrils, but I mean, should have been winning. If it had jumped clean, it would have won by at least a length, I reckon. In the end, she was coming home that hard. Yeah, $4.20 here. I'm all over it. Should be getting the job done in the last.
Awesome.
All right, we head to the tip-off, mate. And as I announced last week, I was going to determine the punishment here. I'm trailing by about roughly, give or take, 7 points. I'm not great at math. I'll recheck the math and we'll put it up as a full update by the end of these 4 races on the weekend. But the loser of the tip-off will have to do a mic'd up Pilates session. On the beds, getting stretched out, working the abs, working the quads, working the butte, mic'd up. It'll be tough. It'll be painful. But that's what you get for losing.
Yeah. Is this like a one-on-one Pilates? Maybe we have to do that because if we're in a group, I don't know how many social sounds you can have. You know what I mean? We'll have to work that out. That might be worse, a one-on-one personal training Pilates.
Oh, that'd be so intimate as well.
Yeah.
Jeez.
because you'd get the attention. You
Yeah.
can't.
Can't
I feel
hide
like-
on one-on-one.
I feel like the group you can get away with, like when they're not watching, you don't actually have to do it. But like one-on-one, they're gonna be pushing you the whole time.
I didn't even think of that. That'd be scary. Because if I was losing, I was planning on doing a lot of hiding in the back corner there.
I reckon
Because I
we
got
do it
no abs,
one-on-one.
man. I got no abs. Jeez,
Nah,
we'll
I
have to see if
reckon-
we can figure that out. I
I reckon we
didn't
probably
think of
could.
that. Yeah, you probably could work it out as well. God damn, I hadn't considered that. I need to win now because that's going to be intense. I've got the 0 abdominal muscles, punters. But yeah, we got 4 races to tip this week. We'll start at Flemington. We've got the 1600 meter All-Star Mile, Flemington race 7. As we're quite vocal about it, the race needs to go. It's just wasn't working to start off with, wasn't working now. We've only got 7 horses. There were rumors we were only going to have 5 earlier in the week before a couple of horses got chucked in there at the end. Take a look at the market and take a guess who they were. You got Mr. Brightside, Tom Kitten, Light Infantryman, Another Will, Flying Trapeze, Rise at Dawn, and a Tissue to round out the field there. Who have you got in line?
Honestly, it's probably one of the better fields we've seen in the All-Star Mile for the last couple of years. I think Brightside,
Yeah,
Tom
fair.
Kitten, Another Will, a trifecta.
At least the only thing you can say about this small field is we've got 2 speed bumps instead of 8 of them going
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, that's what I think. Brightside, Tom Kitten, Another Will, trifecta. Surely we're going to have a bit of money on that, mate. I'm going to go with the Kitten. Raced well. Got Ben Mellon, just lost the race for it. Had a rocket up its ass, ready to go. Would have won if he didn't get stuck on the fence.
Yeah, I'm going for Mr. Brightside. I know that they are closing the gap quicker and quicker and quicker with every start. But, he is just the best horse over the mile in this country until he starts to lose consistently. I also heard word through a bit of stable chatter that first up, the reason Another Will was able to get him was because Another Will was really cranked up by the Mayor camp to get the job done. They were making sure he was fit and firing to really peak first up, whereas Mr. Brightside was literally just, it's a first up run. Our bigger targets are later on in the carnival. He's going to get better with everyone, whereas Another Will had massive intent to be getting the job done there. So I do think Mr. Brightside turns the tables on him. The only horse I'm worried about is that Tom Kitten because, boy, oh boy, like you said, rocket up his ass through the 9. Oh, my God, he closed off so quick. And then, up to 200 metres, he could get very dangerous. But, yeah, I just think Mr. Brightside gets the job done here. He's just too consistent not to back, and he's $2.50, which is a very respectable price. I definitely thought he was going to be a lot shorter. We move to race 9, the Newmarket Handicap down the straight, 1,200 metres. Gee, it is a very open field here. You've got Arkansas Kid, you've got Mojave, you've got Benedetta, you've got Buenos Noches, you've got Jolly Star, Ray Magnerio, Growing Empire, Ostraka, Stretton Angel, It's Our Time, Shripper, Headwall, Superrazzi, Espionage, and Gatsby's. Almost had a stroke there. Rounding out the field at the 50-kilo mark there for the 3-year-olds. Boy, oh boy, you're a big weight man. I'll be interested to see if you're on one of those 3-year-olds. But, yeah, good field. Best of the B graders here, sprinting wise, with a couple of A graders sprinkled in there. What are your thoughts?
I really like this race. This is one of the better ones to watch. Ray Mag has been there and thereabouts for a long, long time. Growing Empire will be back to its best second up. But I'm going with another horse that got rolled first up by a poor run. Going Jolly Star. First up down in Melbourne for Jolly Star. Should do so much better. This horse is so good when it's winning, and I think we've forgotten over the last couple of runs how good she is when she's at her best. I think $6 is the price I can have her at. Anything less, I probably would have gone elsewhere, but $6 is the perfect price to punt on her. If she's at her best, she'll win against any horse sprinter in the country, I'd say, maybe apart from Bella Nipotina. So
Wow.
I don't think that's that outrageous that Jolly Star is one of the best sprinters in Australia. I don't think
At
it's
her
outrageous.
best. At her best, yeah.
So $6, $2.25. I'm going to take her here.
Honestly, it's all down to if she can handle the straight. She's had one run at Flemington in her career. That was 1,400 metres. So that was around the bend. It all comes down to if she can handle it down the straight. If she can handle it down the straight and she's fit and she's firing and she's sharp enough, then yeah, it could just be, left, right, good night, she goes away with the job. But I've found a horse that is proven down the straight in the form of Headwall. Bit left field. I know a lot of punters would have been expecting me to go a Growing Empire or maybe a Benedetta or maybe even an It's Our Time for old time's sakes. I love that horse and it's a straight merchant. Maybe I could have even gone Gatsby's. We know how much I love that horse. But Headwall, okay? It's had one start down the straight. Obviously, it was in a benchmark 78. Nothing to scream about there. But ran super. Didn't get the job done. Just got pipped on the line. But we know it can handle the straight. Harry Coffey's in ripping form. This horse was fantastic first up. Could have potentially placed in an Oakley plate, but just got, blocked off a bit as he closed off. I think at $15 to win, $3.75 to place. I don't want to be doing Pilates. And with a win here, I'll take a nice lead on you because I've gone a bit of value with most of my tips this weekend. Oh, half of my tips, gone 2 short-priced horses and 2 big value horses. And I just think, Headwall is a really good value play on the weekend, punters. I think Growing Empire for a place is a great player. I think he bounces back. We know he goes good down the straight. Mark Zara is going to give him an absolute peach. I just think chuck that first one out the window. I think we got to see him second up here to see if maybe he's regressed or if he just had one poor run, which I think that's the case. I think he's too good to completely write off. But I think, $2.50 for a place is a good bet for Growing Empire, but I can't ignore $15 Headwall considering how good of a first up run that was. So,
Awesome.
We move back down to Sydney. Let's get the Randwick Guineas out of the way, mate, because I think we're both in agreement that broadsiding wins the race.
Yep. I'm happy to go there. And I think personally, based off points, the field isn't looking like going for a place is a better option. So I'm going to stick with broadsiding personally.
Yeah, it's a fair enough play. I do think broadsiding wins, but I've covered a horse that I think is the literally only other horse in this field that could potentially turn the tables on broadsiding, and that's the horse that came second to him last start in Swift Falcon. Okay? We know that Swift Falcon gets better the further he goes, so the 1,400 up to the 1,600 metres was really going to help here. He's 1 from 1 at this distance. He also really likes Randwick. Obviously, last start was at Rose Hill. He prefers Randwick to Rose Hill. Prefers it on a dry deck, but we do know if it gets really wet, he can get the job done. He absolutely pissed in on a heavy track one day. I think broadsiding should be getting this job done. Literally the only horse that could potentially turn those tables is Swift Falcon, and then should be finishing the money and I'll at least get 1.5 points if he places there, which obviously you'll get more for broadsiding winning, but I need to be able to close the gap somehow. So Swift Falcon, I think, should be at least in the finish and getting me points there. By the way, when it comes to points for the All-Star Mile, I forgot to mention we still will pay the points out to the 3 dividends. So if they come third, even though it's a 7-horse field, we'll get the points. Race 8, the final race to really go in depth here. And boy, oh boy, is it a stacked one. The Canterbury Stakes, mate. Got Cheerwolf, Here to Shock, Airman, Militarized, Pericles, Royal Patronage, Celestial Legend, NCAP Sunshine in Paris, Magic Time. Sorry, my messages keep going off. I'm a busy boy today. Steffi Magnetica and Switzerland rounds out the field. Wowee. 12 horses, all of which could honestly get up, and I wouldn't bat an eyelid at it. Every single horse in this field can realistically get up. Obviously, some are less of a chance than others. Cheerwolf, in my opinion, I don't think wins because of that 1,300 metres. If he wins, he's a freak at 1,300 metres. But what are your thoughts on the race?
Yeah, a lot of horses racing at the wrong distance, it looks like.
Yeah.
You've got Pericles, not its best distance. Militarized comeback off a gelding, not its best distance. Cheerwolf, obviously. Even NCAP, Celestial Legend, Royal Patronage. Switzerland, probably a bit long.
Yeah,
really.
I reckon this is probably its ceiling, 1,300.
Yeah, but I'm going to settle with Steffi Magneg. $8. Great horse. First up, Zachy Lloyd. First up records, good enough for me. Zach Lloyd, I love him.
I think we're on Zach Lloyd on like 7 out of 10 races today. At least one of us is. Oh my God.
Yeah, take that.
Need a big day from Zachy. Is that all?
Yeah.
Oh, straight to the point. Okay. I'll be straight to the point here. I think Militarize, yes, he's had a big break. First up of a gelding, he was already a good horse. Surely a gelding just makes him better. But obviously, maybe he'll need the run to settle into things because of the long break. Maybe he'll also need a longer distance. But I can't let $19 go around for what at one time was a top 5 horse in this country, fresh off a gelding. Like, I just can't. Even the place at $4.20. Maybe he just flashes home for 4th or 5th and then he looks like a world beater and you get on him next start and he needs longer. But if he was maybe $4 or $5, I'd say, nah, can't risk him at that price. But $4 for a place, yes, please. Yes, please. He might flash home for 5th, but I can't ignore that price one bit. Militarize, 100%. Tommy Berry on board, well trained. I think he'll go close to being in the finish, and that's all I need at that price. Militarize to win. And again, I will reiterate, if Cheerwolf wins this race, far out. Sorry.
Turn it off.
It's family up in Queensland texting about the cyclone. Have some decorum, mate.
Oh, how am I meant to know that?
You aren't meant to know that. How do I turn that off? I'm sorry. But yeah.
Gee, you threw that to me quick.
Sorry. Yeah. Cheerwolf wins this. Watch out. That's all I'll say. Watch out in the George Ryder if he's able to win at 1,300 back in distance. But yeah, have you found anything around the country, mate, other than the features?
Race 8, Treasureth the Moment, $1.85. I think that into broadsiding, into probably Woderton as a multi is going to be one of my plays for the day. But that's about it for me. There's not too much else that I'm looking at. Maybe if Tycoon Star stays down in Melbourne, it's paying $3. So if it rides there, it's probably a good tip there. But other than that, there's not much.
Fair enough. I'll keep it brief. I've got Vinrock in race 5 there, that race that Tycoon Star might be lining up, but all words pointing that it's going to be running in Sydney. Vinrock at $4.20. And it's funny that you mentioned the Treasure of the Moment into broadsiding into Woderton, because I've got written down here that Treasure of the Moment into broadsiding, that'll get you $3, punters. Licking my lips. Both of those horses should be winning.
Another one that I did forget, actually, the Kiwi Ellerslie race 8. There's a big race over there. I know someone in the chat just mentioned it as well. Evaporate should win that easy. $2.35. Did its worth in Australia. Goes over to New Zealand, weaker fields. Should be nice. $2.35. So that might be another one to throw into that kind of multi if you want to look at it.
Fair enough. There will be, again, head to Dabble, guys. Use code MOXSports. Gamble responsibly when you do so. There's going to be a lot of multis built around Treasure of the Moment and broadsiding.
And a lot of AFL punting. First 2 weeks is where you make your most money in the AFL.
Yeah.
First 2 weeks. There's a lot of stuff that I'm ready to speak about come, especially even tomorrow night, Swans game. There's some players that are playing some positions that they're going to rack up a lot of disposals that the bookies don't have them paying a lot. Have them paying like $4 to get 25 touches, and they're really good. So anyway,
quite frankly, we could be winning a lot of money in the next 2 weeks. We won't tell you, but there will be signs. There will certainly be signs.
Yeah,
some of these multis we're putting on.
Might be some new things on the wall if we're cashing out.
There might be some new wristwear as well if we cash out. I'm not a big watch guy, but if some of these multis that we've got on win,
I need a new computer.
I might be a watch guy.
Can we buy me a new computer if we
tax write-off? Why not? If the multis win. But yeah, let's head to the quaddies. Let's try and make a profit on this week's quaddies. We've gone skinny again in the first at Randwick, and because we'll show you why here. Race 7, we've got broadsiding 1 out. We're that confident that broadsiding gets the chockies there. Broadsiding 1 out. So number 1 for race 7. Race 8, we've gone a bit wider. We've gone Here to Shock, Militarize, Magic Time, Steffi Magnetic and Switzerland. 2, 4, 10, 11, 12. Alacalans, our Anchorage, Asterix and Kinesiology in race 9 at 4, 9, 14, 17. And then Commemorative, She's an A-lister, Springley and Clear Thinking round out the day at 4, 8, 9, 10. So that is 1, 2, 4, 10, 11, 12, 4, 9, 14, 17. And then 4, 8, 9, 10. Again, that might change on the day if there are scratchings. I don't want to keep banging on the drum, but head to Dabble, use code MOXSports. Gamble responsibly when doing so. You can press that copy bet button straight into your bet slip. You can put on as much as you want. But if you put $50 on this, you'll get 62%. At Flemington, we've gone another wheel, Mr. Brightside, Tom Kitten, and a tissue, just in case your tissue plays spoilers for that trifecta that we're putting on. 1, 2, 4, 7. Race 8, Treasure of the Moment, Killer Cap, 2, Darn Lizzie. We've gone a little skinny there. If you're brave enough, you could probably put Treasure of the Moment 1 out there. 1, 6, 8. In race 9, down the straight, we've got Jolly Star, Ray Magnerio, Growing Empire, and Headwall, 5, 6, 7, 12. Then Molly Bloom, Wish the Last, Smoking Princess, and So Glamorous, 1, 5, 7, 8. Again, that's 1, 2, 4, 7, 1, 6, 8, 5, 6, 7, 12, 1, 5, 7, 8. $50 gets you 26%. Nick, if you're having one bet around the country, who is it and why?
It's tough because obviously broadsiding is my best by far, but it's just not a price where I can put it up. I might go Treasure at the moment. I might go with just the multi bit of them too.
Yep.
The $3 multi, broadsiding into Treasure at the moment. I think that's as safe it's going to get, and it's a price where you can multi it. So those two, best of the day.
Fair enough. My best today is commemorative in the last at Randwick. Again, should have one last start. It just needs to It just needs to jump nice and clean this start. And if Collett can get it into a nice spot and just let it launch late, she can get it done in the dry. She can get it done in the wet. She can get it done at this distance. I just think she gets the job done. $4.20, licking my lips, commemorative to get the job done here at Randwick in the last.
Awesome.
All right. So, like we said, guys, a lot of racing to be punting on this weekend. Footy is back. How good? Only 2 games, unfortunately, because of Cyclone Alfred again. Our thoughts and prayers go out to all of our Brisbane listeners. We hope you're buckling down and not too much damage happens to your house or your loved one's house or any pets or any property that you have. Please stay safe and fingers crossed for you guys. But yeah, anything else to say, mate?
Footy's back. Check us out on Dabble. Lots of stuff going on there. Catch us for a stream as well. We should be back on next Saturday, I presume. So, yeah, lots going on. Lots of betting going on. So, safely, responsibly, of course. So, best of luck. Good luck this weekend, and we'll catch you guys next week.